Hey everyone, welcome back to AI Explained. So today we are diving into the world of AI-powered smart glasses, specifically Halliday's new smart glasses. You guys sent over some really interesting articles, and the timing is just perfect because they just launched these glasses at CES 2025. Pre-orders are open right now.
And what's really exciting about this company is that they're tackling the age-old problem of making smart glasses look good. Actually making them stylish and comfortable enough to wear.
Yeah, I mean, you hit on something I wrote in my notes here. I don't want to wear something on my face that looks bulky and awkward.
Yeah.
So how do they pull this off?
Well, the key is really their digi-window display. It's this tiny little module. I mean, we're talking smaller than a pinky nail. It beams a 3.5-inch display directly onto your eye.
Wait, directly into your eyes? That's it?
Yeah, that's a very valid question. Halliday claims it's completely safe. And actually, one of the authors in the articles you sent over said that they didn't experience any discomfort when they were testing it out. But what's interesting is that this is a different approach than a lot of the AR glasses that project onto the lenses. So by going straight to the eye, they're able to make the glasses lighter and look more like regular glasses. And also they can work with prescription lenses, which is a big plus.
Okay, so no more cyborg from a 90s movie. I like that. But you mentioned that the positioning of this digi window needs to be precise. What happens if it's off?
Right. So if it's not perfectly aligned, you're not going to get like that optimal display quality. So you might have some blurriness or a distorted image. But I imagine they've put a lot of thought into the calibration process, to make sure that it's easy for users to get it just right.
That makes sense. So you mentioned AR just now. What kind of augmented reality features are we talking about?
So one that really stood out to me was the real-time language translation. One of the authors was able to chat with Halliday's founder. His name's Carter Howe, and they were speaking in Chinese. And the glasses were giving them live English subtitles. They claim it can handle 40 languages. And there's only a 1-second delay.
Wow, that is really impressive.
Yeah.
I can see how useful that would be for travel, international business, even just navigating daily life in a city where people speak multiple languages, no more struggling to read a menu or ask for directions.
Exactly. And beyond the translation, the glasses also offer like phone notifications. They have what they call cheat sheets, which are basically notes that pop up in your field of vision. So, think about how helpful that would be during like a presentation or a meeting. And of course, navigation directions.
Okay, this is starting to sound pretty cool, I have to admit. But what really caught my eye in these articles was this idea of a proactive AI assistant. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, this is where things get really interesting. So it's still under development, but the idea is to have an AI that kind of goes beyond just passive assistance, like you just showing you notifications, but it actually anticipates your needs and provides helpful information in real time. Like imagine you're reading an article about the latest electric car, and the glasses just whisper in your ear, hey, there's a local dealership offering test drives.
Wow, that would be amazing. It's like having a personal assistant who knows you so well that they can anticipate your next move.
Exactly. And this whole idea of a proactive AI, it really ties into what we're seeing with these large language models, or LLMs as they're called, ChatGPT, Google's Gemini. These models are capable of understanding and generating human language in such a sophisticated way.
So Halliday is basically taking that technology and putting it into a wearable device. That's a pretty big leap forward.
It is, but it also raises important questions about data privacy, and the role of AI in our lives. Like how much information are we comfortable sharing with these devices? And how much control are we willing to give up to these AI assistants?
Those are definitely things to consider. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before we jump into the ethical considerations, let's talk about design. I mean, honestly, nobody wants to wear a pair of glasses that scream tech geek. So what do these things actually look like?
Well, you're in luck because from the reviews, these glasses are actually quite stylish. They were comparing them to the Ray-Ban Metas and saying that they're even slimmer and lighter. And they have a more classic design. One interesting design choice they made was that they decided to skip adding any cameras.
No cameras.
Right.
Really, in this day and age. That's a bold move. I mean, I could see how that might appeal to people who are privacy conscious.
Yeah.
But what about people who want to take pictures or videos?
Right, so that's the trade-off. You get privacy, but you lose some functionality. But it seems like Halliday is prioritizing a specific type of user experience, one that's more about discreetly integrating AI into your life, rather than capturing and sharing every moment.
I see. So it's more about enhancing your personal experience rather than broadcasting it to the world. That's an interesting approach. Okay, let's talk practicality.
Yeah.
How much are these high-tech glasses going to cost?
Well, they're actually pretty competitively priced. The full retail is going to be $489, which, isn't exactly cheap. But they are running a pre-order special right now for $369 if you make a $9.90 pledge on their Kickstarter.
A Kickstarter. That's not something you typically see from a tech company launching a product like this.
It is a bit unusual, but I think it's actually a pretty smart move. It lets them tap into that enthusiasm of early adopters, generate some buzz, and even get valuable feedback before the full launch.
Oh, so it's like a public beta test, but with a discount. I
Yeah.
can see the appeal there for tech enthusiasts. And it kind of plays into that whole under-the-radar approach they seem to be going for.
Right. It's not about that mass market appeal right away. They're building a community around this technology. And Kickstarter is a great platform for that.
Speaking of community, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the bigger picture here. These articles you sent, they talk about how smart glasses are becoming the next big platform for AI. And it makes sense. We're talking hands-free, always-on, access to information and assistance. It's a game changer.
It really is. And it's not just about convenience,
Sure.
right? Think about the potential for education, for accessibility. Like imagine a student being able to get real-time information and translations during a lecture, or someone with a visual impairment using these glasses to navigate and interact with their surroundings. Absolutely. It has the potential to really level the playing field in a lot of ways,
Mhm.
give people access to tools and information that might have been out of reach before. But as with any new technology, we also need to consider the potential downsides. We've talked about privacy and, just that feeling of information overload. But there's also the question of, will we ever be able to disconnect and be present in the moment if we're constantly being bombarded with information through these glasses?
Right. It's like what we're already seeing with smartphones now,
Yeah.
but just amplified. We're already struggling with information overload and digital distractions. So how do we prevent these glasses from becoming another source of stress and anxiety?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's not just about personal well-being either. There are these bigger societal implications to think about, like how will this technology change the way we interact with each other? Will we become so reliant on AI assistance that we lose some of our own critical thinking skills?
It's a lot to unpack. And honestly, I don't think there are any easy answers. But that's what makes this technology so fascinating. It's pushing us to have these important conversations about our relationship with technology and how it's shaping our world.
Exactly. These Halliday smart glasses are more than just some cool gadget. They're a window into the future, a glimpse of what's possible when AI becomes this seamlessly integrated part of our lives. And it's up to us to figure out how to navigate that future responsibly and ethically.
That's a great point. I think sometimes we get so caught up in the excitement of new technology
Yeah.
that we forget to take a step back and think about the bigger picture.
Mm.
So to our listeners out there, we're curious, what are your thoughts on all of this? Are you excited about the potential of AI-powered smart glasses?
Mm.
Or do you have some reservations? What possibilities or concerns stand out to you?
Yeah, we'd love to hear your perspective. Let's keep this conversation going.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to go back to something we talked about earlier. The fact that these Halliday glasses don't have any cameras, that was a design choice that really stood out to me from the articles you sent.
Yeah, it's definitely a bold move, especially in a market where most other smart glasses are incorporating cameras for, photo and video capture. It seems like Halliday is really making a conscious effort to prioritize privacy.
And that's a big deal these days, right?
Yeah.
We're constantly being recorded and tracked and monitored. So to have a device that's intentionally designed to be less intrusive,
Yeah.
that's a powerful statement. But on the other hand, cameras have become such a big part of how we communicate and document our lives. So is Halliday making the right call by leaving them out?
It's a tough question. I mean, there's no denying the convenience and utility of having a camera right there in your glasses, quickly snapping a picture, recording a video, even just video chatting on the go. Those are features that a lot of people have come to expect. But at the same time, there's this growing awareness of the privacy implications of having cameras everywhere. And for some people, that peace of mind that comes with knowing they're not constantly being recorded might be worth more than having that convenience.
Yeah, it's like they're betting on a future where privacy becomes a premium feature, something that people are willing to pay a little extra for. And in a way, it sets them apart from the competition.
Yeah.
It's not just another smart glasses company trying to cram in every feature under the sun. It's like they're taking a stand and saying, this is what we believe in. This is the kind of experience we want to create for our users.
Right, and that approach could really resonate with a certain part of the market. People who are privacy conscious, who value discretion, who are maybe a bit wary of that always-on culture that's become so prevalent. It's a niche for sure, but it could be a profitable one.
So the big question is, will it work? Will people embrace this more minimalist, privacy-focused approach? Or will they ultimately go for those devices that offer more features, even if it means giving up some privacy?
Yeah, only time will tell. But it's clear that Halliday is shaking things up a bit. They're challenging the status quo and making us really think about what we want from our smart devices. And that in itself is pretty exciting.
I agree. It's a good reminder that we don't have to let technology dictate our lives. We have a choice in how we use it
Hmm.
and what role we allow it to play. So with that in mind, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the potential impact of these AI-powered glasses on society as a whole. I mean, we've talked about the benefits for individuals. But what happens when a technology like this becomes really widespread? How might it change the way we interact with each other, the way we learn, even the way we experience the world around us?
Yeah, that's the really big question, isn't it? Imagine a world where everyone has access to instant information, real-time translation, personalized AI assistance. It could revolutionize education, break down language barriers, create entirely new ways of communicating and connecting.
It's almost like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's happening right now. It really makes you wonder, what will the classroom of the future look like? Will students even need textbooks anymore if they can get any information they need right there through their glasses?
And think about travel. Imagine exploring a foreign country and being able to understand and speak with the locals without any effort, or going to a conference where everyone can understand the presentations and participate in discussions, no matter what language they speak.
Hmm.
It could really promote greater understanding and collaboration on a global scale.
That all sounds pretty amazing, but it's not all sunshine and roses, is it? We can't ignore the potential downsides. We've already talked about privacy and information overload, but there are also concerns about the digital divide, and how these technologies might actually make existing inequalities even worse.
That's a really important point. If access to these AI-powered glasses becomes a new kind of privilege, then it could further marginalize those who are already disadvantaged. We need to make sure that these technologies are developed and distributed in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. And what about the impact on jobs? I mean, as AI assistants become more and more sophisticated, could they start to replace human workers in certain fields? How do we prepare for a future where AI plays a much bigger role in the workforce?
These are tough questions that we need to face as a society. It's not about being afraid of the future. It's about actively shaping it. We need to be open and honest about the potential benefits and risks of AI and work together to create a future where these technologies are used to make our lives better and create a more equitable and just world.
I think what you're saying is that it's not just about the technology itself, it's about how we choose to use it. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It all comes down to the people who create it and the values of the society that uses it.
Exactly. We can't just sit back and let technology decide what our future will be. We have a responsibility to guide its development and make sure that it aligns with our values and our goals as a society.
So to our listeners out there, we want to leave you with this final thought. As AI-powered smart glasses and other advanced technologies become more and more a part of our everyday lives, what kind of future do you want to see? What role do you want AI to play in your life and in the world around you? Take some time to really think about those questions, because the decisions we make today will determine what tomorrow looks like.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI-powered smart glasses. It's a topic that I'm sure we'll be talking about a lot more in the years to come.
Absolutely. And be sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth discussions about cutting-edge technologies and how they're impacting our world. Until next time, keep exploring and keep asking questions.